Okay, so I guess we should say this is a man on the street clip, and just to preference, I am aware that these things are usually highly edited, but you can't really edit what these people are saying and the question that they're being asked. So obviously they're looking for a specific type of people to prove their point, but these people are still saying these things, and they all seem to be college educated. I think it looks like they're all on college campuses, at least the white people that they're talking to. So we're just going to play this.
Do you have an opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely. Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No.
Do you have ID?
Yes.
Because I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so like we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know have ID. Like, that's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with.
I heard a lot also that black people can't figure out how to get to the DMV.
Really?
What does that say to you?
I know it's that. It's on 25th Street.
Do you know where the DMV is around you?
It's on 125th Street and 3rd Avenue, I believe.
Those white people are so racist. Not
Bro.
all of them, but a couple of them in there are just so insulting to black people.
And it's, it is very racist, but I feel like it's ignorance more than anything.
Talking points.
It's very much. So that one kid, he basically was like, yeah, they don't know where to get any of that stuff. He had a UC Berkeley shirt on, right? And they're supposed to be one of the most progressive colleges in the country or universities in the country, right? All these kids, and what these kids were saying was all talking points. They're like, and then he directly asked that girl, and he was like, he was basically like, do you think that they know how to use the internet to find these things? And she's like, well, maybe they don't understand. And you're just like,
I don't know a single white, black, Hispanic, Asian person who doesn't know how to use the internet. Every time I've gone to the DMV, I've seen rich, middle class, low income class, everyone in there. And so it's clearly just a ploy. So here's the question you got to ask.
Yeah.
Why is this narrative being spun? What's the purpose behind trying to say because this came from the people making an uproar over the Georgia voter ID law or ID laws that were signed, voter laws that were signed.
And it's been around.
Voter ID laws, which Georgia already pays for your driver's license, a free ID. I'm sorry. You get a free ID. I don't know if it's a driver's license specifically.
No,
I think you get a free state ID.
Yeah, you have to pay for a driver's license.
Yep. Again, and it's like no one's infringing on your right to vote. We just want to verify that you are who you say you are because, again, people, it's
been misrepresented. Can I say that? So
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so all the stuff that was done.
There's certain things we can't say on YouTube, so I was trying to think of how I could.
So the whole voter ID thing in Georgia, I think, has been misrepresented. It seems like it's been put up to date with stuff that's even, the whole Georgia thing blew up. They moved the MLB All-Star Game to Colorado. Colorado has stricter voter ID laws, less black people, right? And there's
no. Well, wait. They took now. This was gonna bring in $100 million estimated
to Atlanta.
Fulton County.
Yeah,
Fulton County is predominantly black.
Yeah,
right. We're just gonna use the race thing because that's what
it's like
typically
53% of. If you want to just say Atlanta in general, like it's like I think 53% of Atlanta is black.
I think specifically where this was going to be held, if the report I read was correct, was predominantly black.
Yeah.
And so then they moved it to wherever, Denver, Colorado, I think that's where it was. And it's predominantly white.
It's like 8%. 8% black. And
good job, Stacey Abrams and Warren
Keisha Longbottoms, who is the mayor of Atlanta, right? Who was, you remember when all that rioting happened at the CNN building and all that, and It's completely political. It is. This is the. Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me. This is the thing.
What did she say anything about it?
She was all on board for getting it moved out. She was totally against
really?
the voter ID thing, and I think was on board with getting the MLB All-Star Game moved. But if the rumors are correct, Stacey Abrams is the one who called MLB and got the thing moved. She used her political power, right? And this is what we talk about all the time, where when corporations are doing things based on government, whether that's state or federal government, that's literal fascism.
I was just about to say that.
They're combined together.
Like,
and we're going to have to say this for the rest of our lives. That is literal fascism.